Hello lovelies, welcome back to Fizz Kitchen. Today I'm presenting a grain from the Volta region in Ghana, our area brothers and sisters. Medeku, Mino, Asaana, Fifi, La. I hope I got it right. Yeah, it's not just your drink I love your dance too. It's so nice and beautiful. Alright, so this is another local drink made up of caramelized sugar and fermented corn, and is best served chilled. The preparation is simple. The only time consuming stage is the fermentation period, but the taste of it crowns it all. Stay tuned with me as we go through the process. The ingredients are 1 kilogram of crushed corn and ½ kilo of sugar. But the most important thing is the water to sugar ratio. So in my case, I'm using 2 liters of water and ½ kilogram of sugar. I've added adequate amount of water just over the corn line, and then I will keep it in a dry place and allow it to ferment for 3 days. Hello friends and family. This is the 3rd day into our fermentation process, and we are moving on to the next stage to complete the preparation of our Elewonyo, Asaana or caramelized corn drink. Let's have a look at how our fermentation has turned out to be after 3 days. I don't need to tell you about it. It's got a very strong, unpleasant smell. That's why it's advisable to ferment your crushed corn in an airtight container. And to save me from 1001 questions from my kids. Mommy, where from this smell? I normally prepare this drink when they are off to school. Mommy, where from this smell? And children these days are very assertive and are not afraid to ask any question. In Ghana, how dare you? Asking your mommy, ubisa o mama say, oh yeah, aponche krakra, ene prekese. You can't be hot or granted. What I just said is, back in the days, children were not used to questioning their parents. Sometimes she would just be told off straight away. And children these days are trained to be assertive, so they voice out their views or concerns without fears. Back to the menu of the day, our caramelized corn drink, Asaana or Elewonyo. We will go ahead and transfer our fermented corn together with the syrup into our bowl, and then bring it to the bowl. Fermented syrup with the crushed corn is coming up to the boil, as you can tell. We are getting some bubbles starting to form up. I will leave it to a boil for about 45 minutes on a medium heat. At this stage, I will also introduce some spices which has got lots of health benefits and also to enhance the flavors. All these spices have got medicinal values and lots of health benefits. But it's optional, but I love incorporating it in my caramelized corn drink or Elewonyo because it's very healthy. I've got cinnamon sticks, which lowers blood sugar level and has a powerful anti-diabetic effect. I've also got cloves with me, which promotes bone health and reduces stomach ulcers. Here is grain of psyllium, and if you've been watching me, you know I love adding grain of psyllium into my dishes because it's very healthy, and it's got antiviral and antibacterial effects. Here is calabash nutmeg. In Ghana we call it fidie aba. Calabash nutmeg to act as a stimulant on the brain, and if you are aware of dementia in early stages in life, it is advisable to make calabash nutmeg your best friend. At some point, it's advisable to give it a stir. When you notice the foam is settling on top of the water, it's advisable to scoop it off, else it will give your Elewonyo or Asaana a very unpleasant taste. The spices have overcome all the unpleasant smell we had earlier on. I can now smell a lovely aroma in my kitchen. Lovelies, our corn solution is ready, so we will strain it with a fine strainer and move on to prepare our caramelized sugar. You have to be careful as the water is boiling hot. Lovelies, this is the byproduct of our crushed corn after sieving, and it's not going to waste at all. I've added some milk with it and a touch of sugar and top it up with some peanuts. As you can see, it's just delicious. And back in the old school days when I was in boarding house, this is one of all the students' favorite breakfasts that was served in the dining hall. And when it's morning time, no one wants to miss this beautiful breakfast. And it was popularly known as capital letters. If you've schooled in Ghana, just give me a thumbs up if you too enjoy this capital letters breakfast. At this stage, I will cover our corn solution with a lid to retain the heat and move on to prepare our sugar caramel. I'm reserving 1 liter of our corn solution to prepare the sugar syrup. And in my corn solution, I'm adding 250 grams of sugar to sweeten it up. So when it's time for us to mix the two solutions together, you will add less sugar syrup. The reason being is if you add too much sugar syrup, it gives it a bitter toffee taste. So that's why I've already sweetened it up with 250 grams of sugar. So I'll go ahead and cover our corn solution tight to retain the heat and proceed to prepare the sugar syrup. This is our corn solution. I'm leaving it on a low heat to bring it to the boil. To start our sugar caramel, I'm adding a bit of water into our saucepan. Then go ahead and add our sugar. I will also add a pinch of salt to boost up the sugar sweetness. The reason why I've added a pinch of salt is that if you add salt, it boosts up the sweetness level and you do not need to add more sugar. The reason why I added water to turn the sugar into solution is that after the water has evaporated, the sugar will have equal temperature throughout before it starts to melt. As you can see, our sugar has turned into caramel. You will leave it on a medium heat till it turns to dark brown. Our sugar has turned into dark brown. You will turn off the stove and pour our corn solution. Our Elewonyo sugar syrup is ready. You will move on to the next stage by mixing these beautiful solutions together. Then our drink is all done. Lovelies, this point is where I try to share a bit of my old school chemistry knowledge. At this point, most people panic so much because they have to get the temperature right to mix these two solutions together to avoid crystallization. As you can see, I'm a bit relaxed to go on with my mixture because I haven't got any caramelized sugar with me. I've transformed it into a syrup and I've got no issues with temperature, melting point and crystallization. As you can see, I've got ice cubes here with me, and you can go ahead and even pour a bit of the syrup in it, and you've got no issues with crystallization. You can also go ahead and pour some in your warm corn solution, and you are good to go without any temperature issues or crystallization. At this point, I'm just adding our two mixtures together. There is no format, so just mix it to suit your taste. That's why I prefer using the sugar syrup, so it gives me more flexibility. This is beautiful. And you know, it's advisable to add the sugar syrup gradually. So if you taste it and it doesn't suit your taste, you can top it up. The taste is just perfect for me. And you know, the sugar syrup is not going to waste at all. I'm going to freeze it and use it when needed to make my Asaana or Elewonyo, following the process from here. Lovelies, I hope you like my twist in the preparation of this Asaana bakery. Thank you for staying through with me till the end of this video. So we meet again in my next video. Stay safe, God bless you, and bye for now.